Hey there YouTube, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Today we're going to be playing it. This is a game that's in early access on Steam, if you don't know, and if you don't know, where have you been for the last year and a half, 2 years? I think it's been out, so yeah. Now, just a few things before we start. I'm going to start a new one. We're going to be playing the sandbox mode, because the career mode is a bit hard just now. We're going to be using a custom flag that I put in, which is just my name in circular Gallifreyan. We'll just call this uh, missile testing. That'll work. Now, before we start, just to let you know, if you hear the hiss in the background of the microphone or any audio quality thing, that's because I'm recording it all as one, just because I don't have the editing software available to me right now to sync up a separate audio track to the videos. If you saw that with the mightyferret mod Mondays, not the mod Mondays, the Feed the Beast Horizon playthrough, yeah, you can see that the audio goes out of sync pretty that. So this is just to stop that. So let's start. Now, I also have, as any space program should have, my lucky peanuts. These are a staple at NASA, so we'll see how we do. So my goal for this playthrough is to get a suborbital flight, a full orbital flight, and then obviously land on the planets in order. So when you start Kerbal Space Program, you'll notice you get all these. You've got this here, which I'm highlighting, which is the runway. You have the spaceplane hangar. This is where you make spaceplanes. I'll be probably making some of those later. You've got the VAB, or Vehicle Assembly Building. This is where you build your rockets. And obviously you've got your launch platform there. You've got your astronaut station, where you can hire astronauts. Now, you will always start with Bill, Jebediah, and Bob. These are what are known as the immortal astronauts, because they will always go back into your kind of pool, even if you somehow kill them. And there is two. This only affects their facial expressions, but there are two things to look at: courage and stupidity. So I'm just going to obviously hire all of them because I'm in sandbox mode. As far as more, they've not kind of implemented cash yet in the career mode. They've implemented science, which you spend here in the research and development center, which is closed in sandbox mode because you've already got all the parts. But you pretty much launch stuff in space, get science, build it, develop your things. Just did the audio just stop? You also have the tracking station. This is where you track all your things. This is our planet, Kerbal. This is pretty much like the Earth analog of the game. This is where you launch from. In fact, you launch from... It's kind of hard to see, but you see this little green patch here? I think... Oh no, I'm not hiding cursor in the video, so you would be able to see it. Just here. That's the launch site. There's also like a secondary little thing here, and then there's like Easter eggs hidden all over this Earth analog. Like, one day I'm trying to... Another challenge is I'm going to try and land on that island right in the centre of this crater, but that's really hard to do. You've also got the moon, which is obviously... It's called Moon. M-U-N. That's the moon analog. You also have Minmus, which is the second moon of Kerbal, which is actually based on an object orbiting round Earth, because Earth actually does have two moons. Yeah. I can't actually remember what the one is called. You've also got Eve, which is the Venus analog, and its moon Gilly. I don't actually know if Venus itself has a moon. You also have Moho, which is the Mercury analogue. Just kind of just a dull, dusty rock with what looks like something stuck on the... What's that? Sorry, I'm just looking at this little thing here. When we finally get our Moho mission, we might have to try and land here and check that out. So, and then obviously you have the Sun, and that's the planets from Kerbal going in, but going out you've got Duna, which is the Mars analogue. After we land on the Moon and Minmus, this is going to be our target, because obviously we're currently trying to land on Mars, and as you can see it's quite clearly Mars with the polar ice caps and the red planet. You also have its moon Ike, which I can't remember the name of Mars's moon. Then after that you have Dres, which I think after Mars it's Jupiter? Now this doesn't look like the Jupiter analogue, because, well, it's just a small rock. So, I don't actually know what that is. Obviously this isn't actually our solar system, because our planet isn't called Kerbal. You've also got Joule with its eccentric orbit, because if you look, it actually seems to go... Yeah, there you go. It actually goes out further than this planet at times. Oh wait, no. It's actually that one with the eccentric orbit. Joule's actually pretty normal. But yeah, you have Joule, which looks more like the Jupiter analogue of this game, because it's a massive gas planet, and then you've got its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moons. You've got Lathe, Val, Tylo, Bop, and Paul. And I think one of these might actually be an interesting looking one. Ah yeah, Lathe. As you can see, it looks kind of like another planet that could support life. Except that I don't know if they've implemented that or yet not, because I've never managed to land there. We've also got Val, which is kind of a ice world. Yeah. I won't obviously zoom into all the planets, because, well, you know. But the last one is Elu. I know Elu is like the end game. Like, if you land on that, you've pretty much managed to land on every planet, because it is like, it is a tiny planet, which in space honestly looks like kind of just like a scuffed up golf ball. And if you zoom out, I mean, there it definitely looks like a golf ball. I mean, you lose sight of it before its orbital track even appears, so, you know. Here, this is how you track your, obviously, flights in progress. I've got none because it's a brand new world. So yeah, that's Kerbal Space Program. I don't actually have a way of telling how long I've been filming, so this first video might be a bit long, or a bit short. I've just got my clock out here now, so I can track on how long I've been recording. So let's build a rocket. So what we have here is the VAB. Now ignore some of these parts, because, like, ignore that completely. I do have some mods installed. I probably won't be using them. I'll probably only be using the default parts, because I can keep track of which one they are. Because the manufacturer will actually have something to do with Kerbal. Let's go for an unmanned probe first, shall we? So just put in the remote guidance unit. So this is the first thing. Your rockets will always need some form of pod or thing. Oh god, that's annoying. Sorry, just, you can't see it, but up here, this is where my Fraps recording thing is. So it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. First thing is we need a fuel pod. Admittedly, I might redo this save after this little recording session and just reinstall Kerbal Space Program just to get rid of those mods, because they're going to get confusing. Not to mention the TARDIS is kind of cheaty because it's pretty much like a fully self-contained module. So that move you up a little bit. Yeah, these little guys here are Kerbals. I can't exactly... Can I? How do I zoom in again? It's up and down. Left, right. Yeah. I'll need to figure out how to zoom in. Sorry about the dead air there. Yeah, and obviously you can see the flag there. Right, so probably need to add more fuel to this, because if I'm going to get it suborbital, that, and shove an engine on it. Let's go for that one. Oh. Yeah, you can title it and do sub-assemblies and stuff. This is the 0.23 version I'm playing on. This is the latest version at time of recording, so obviously, because it is still in early access. I think it's still technically in alpha, although it is available on Steam. Sorry, I'm just having a peanut. Oh god. Shouldn't do that whilst I'm recording. If you just heard crunching, I'm sorry about that. It's just, I subscribe to Gray's, and this is one of the little snack boxes that you get with it, and it's salt and vinegar, peanuts and almonds, so... Right, what am I doing? I need control. I need a control surface. Inline reaction wheel. Oh, not that one. I need that one. This is just, this is for the SES, which I think is System Aided Stabilization or something. I don't actually know what it stands for. But yeah, it's pretty much just to stop my rocket flying out of control and crashing into that. Put the nose cone adapter on. The nose cone, which lines up pretty well with that actually. We then need to put on tail fins, change the symmetry up to 4. Put them on there. Put on small control surfaces. I need to try and like that, just to kind of keep it stable. And there we have it, our first rocket. Now I don't expect this one to do well, so we'll call it the... Let's see now. The HMS Lawn Dart. Save. Launch. And here we have it, our little launch pad. So we will have, you hit caps for fine control. You'll notice that these things turn blue. See, orange, blue. Shift to put up the power, T to switch on the SES, and space to launch. This is just pretty much just how high I can get it. If I, now you see there's this little atmosphere thing. It goes from light blue to black. When you're in light blue, you're in heavy atmosphere, and it gradually gets thinner. When you hit the black, you're essentially in space, and that's the target. Obviously not for this rocket, because I doubt this one will get in. See, now there's a resources thing here, just so you can see resources. If you obviously mouse over it, it tells you where your fuel is. You've got also this here, which is your staging. Always make sure this is right, because I have messed up this game many times by having like the rockets on the stage up here firing before the main stage rocket, and pretty much it just collapses and burns, which you'll probably be seeing a lot of. Yeah, it's actually quite nice up here. Although, what on earth? They must have done an art patch recently since I played this, because I don't remember there being a sort of ridge down there. Oh, there's the moon. That will be our target one day. And I think if you mouse round... Nope, there's the sun. Occasionally you can see like a little... Because when you're in space, it's a random generated background, like it doesn't match up with anything. So occasionally if you mouse around you can see like a star moving at a different rate from the rest. Seems to be something flickering on the moon. Probably just an art glitch. But yeah, it's you get this, and it's sort of that. But if you see like a little thing moving at a different speed, it means it's something that you can go to, like a spaceship, or min-miss, or an Easter egg. Now I'd best steer this away. It's just on me. That's gonna crash. Steer you away. Oh, this is actually doing pretty well. I mean, there we go. That's us out of fuel, and we actually did get into space. And the music starts. Kind of awesomely epic music. You know, if I go to orbit map, this is just where you can see your apoapsis and periapsis. Obviously my periapsis is, well, crash landing into the mountains apparently. So yeah, this is Kerbal Space Program. Obviously this is obviously the very basic stuff. Like you got like docking menus and stuff as well, which I don't know how to work. That'll be something interesting to try in the future. But it's pretty, although it doesn't seem to want to render very well. Yeah. Let's see now. Let's see if we can see min-miss. There's the moon. Orbit map. Where is min-miss just now? So it would be... Ah. It's on the other side of the planet, so we won't be able to see it from here. But still. Now, obviously, because if I press X, just to cancel all throttling, I mean, we're out of fuel, but you still have to do it. And then if I just warp time, because this is going to take some time otherwise. Up. And down. Now, let's see now, I do have... Oh, I don't even have any electric charge, so I can't... Damn. Turn off SAS. I have no control. I have no control whatsoever. What the hell? Oh, there we go. It flipped itself automatically. Yeah, this is another thing they've added recently. The kind of the air patterning. It doesn't actually do anything yet, but like obviously that's like re-entry heat. So in a future update they may add that where if you don't enter just perfectly, your ship breaks up in re-entry, which is going to make it very hard. But the USS Lawndarts, not USS, HMS, it's a British ship, just now going to live up to its name. And oh, there's the shadow, there's the shadow, there's that. It's a good thing I called this missile testing. I would call that a successful test. They call it catastrophic failure. I call it a success. See now, we got 14 minutes it was in flight, apparently. Because, you should know it's 14 minutes game time, which, if you fast forward speed, it fast forwards the game time, so there's that. We got 314,742 meters, so we got 314 and a bit kilometers above 1,701 meters per second. Highest speed over land, which I'm taking it means, like, we had speed vertically, we also have speed horizontally. So I'm assuming that's our horizontal speed. We covered 262 kilometers and travelled a maximum of only 33 kilometers? Really? How the heck does that work? Oh well. Space Center. Now let's actually build a rocket to go into orbit and not just crash into land, shall we? So now that you've got the basics, let's build another ship. In the next episode. Yeah, it's sorry about the kind of crappy first episode, but it was just sort of set it up and kind of me dicking about, to be honest. So yeah, I will see you in episode 2 next week. Bye guys, and remember, leave a like and subscribe.